Hey folks, Reverend Jordan here at the gazebo outside of the church, and it's a blessing to be able to come to you on this gorgeous, sunny, and kind of warm for October Thursday morning. It's beautiful out here today, beautiful here at the church as well, and it was beautiful this past Sunday when we were able to gather for worship and celebrate with a community meal. Following worship, it was really nice to be able to do that again. We had some grill masters down working the grill behind the church. We had some folks helping get things set up in Poff Hall, and we just had a really nice time just being together and taking and breaking bread together, and just sharing some stories and sitting and kind of taking a load off and relaxing a little bit. It was really nice to be able to do that following worship. And we're working on planning another one. As soon as we have the date ironed out, we will let you know. We're trying to fit it in around a few other things, making sure it's all going to work. But we'll let you know when the next community meal will be, and you are all invited for that. Also, this coming Sunday, we're very excited. Not only is Marissa going to be continuing her Bible study after church in the Blue Room, you can just swing on in, grab some snacks in Poff Hall, and head out to the Blue Room with Marissa to continue that Bible study. If you haven't been, that's okay. It's not, one after another. You can kind of just jump in and find meaning at any point along the way. But also during worship, we're going to be welcoming the choir back for their first choral anthem since early 2020. So it's been it's approaching 2 years since we've had a choral anthem in worship, and we're just so excited to be able to welcome them back and to have their hard work, uplifting music make our worship service that much more special and meaningful as they sing to the Lord on our behalf during worship. So we invite you to come and listen to them in worship as well. They'll be sharing a choral anthem with you as well. Also, this Sunday is the beginning of our Fall Stewardship Campaign. We do it every year around this time. You should have received the first of 3 letters coming from Doug, our Chair of Finance. He's been working hard putting those together. We'll be celebrating Stewardship Sunday on November the 14th with special guest speaker delivering a message that day. Mike Sikosho, the Executive Director of the Schenectady City Mission, will be with us on that day. And we'll celebrate with a luncheon afterwards and the sort of the giving and the sharing of our pledges for the upcoming year. It'll be a blessed day on November the 14th, but we begin our work towards that day this coming Sunday. I'll be preaching a message about humble beginnings. And Doug will be sharing a quick word of stewardship with you as he did this past Sunday in the announcements following worship in Poff Hall. So we'll be beginning the campaign of our stewardship campaign this coming Sunday as well. So come for the next few Sundays and you can sort of see and hear where that's all going. And with that being said, I can share with you now the sermon preview for this week. We're going to hear the story of the call of David. We heard the call of Samuel this past week with the famous words, "Here I am, Lord," that he says, and that he stops and listens for God. We're going to stop as this big welding supply truck goes by. But as we listened to that story last week, we now hear where one of the things that Samuel is called to, where he is now calling David. And it's interesting because David is the youngest of all his brothers, and he's kind of small, right? Well, one might call him the runt of the litter, right? He's the one that sort of gets all the leftover work that needs to get done. So as Samuel approaches to call to call the next leader out of this group of brothers, David's not even present, right? David is off doing the work. He's off working and tending the sheep. He's not even there. But the Lord says to Samuel, don't look on the outward appearance. Look at the heart. And it's out of the humble young man that they see there before him in David, this young kind of smallish kind of kid, and he's called forth, and from those humble beginnings, where does he go? We'll look at the same thing for us as a church. We'll think back on some of the old stories about the humble beginnings of this congregation, those people that more than 200 years ago felt the real call to form a ministry here in this space. And then we'll also look at our own kind of humble beginnings, or our humble restart, as we come out of this season of life of a pandemic and look towards what's next. It's in many ways been a humbling experience for all of us over the last year and a half or more. And so we as a church have had a humbling experience. Things haven't been the same, and so we'll look at out of these humble beginnings. David's, the church, us coming out of the pandemic and looking for renewal. Where does the Lord lead from humble beginnings? Where does the Lord bring us out of those times and those moments in life? So that's what we'll be looking at this coming Sunday as we gather for worship. I invite you all to come Sunday morning, 10 a.m. right here in the sanctuary. Listen to the band, listen to the choir, raise your voice with those that are around you, and be a part of this worship service, this worshiping community. And then stick around for Bible study afterwards with Marissa, or just catching up with your friends, neighbors, and those that are a part of your community here in Poff Hall after worship. And we look forward to seeing you then. God bless. Have a great weekend.